Hello and welcome to the Embrace the Mud podcast. Today, we're exploring a topic that many of us grapple with, but often overlook, and that is projection in romantic relationships. Have you ever found yourself blaming your partner for things that might actually be rooted in your own feelings or experiences? If so, you are not alone. In this episode, we're going to uncover the dynamics of projection, talk about why it happens, and how it impacts our connection with our partner. So let's dive in. You are listening to the Embrace the Mud podcast, where we discuss all things related to healthy, joyful, and life-giving relationships. Why focus on relationships? Because the quality of our intimate partnerships and close connections influences our health, happiness, and longevity more than anything else in our lives. Relationships matter a lot. So together, let's jump into the mud, aka our messy relationships, pull some weeds, plant some seeds, and create an enriching environment where strong relationships can take root. I am your grateful host, Dara Posner. I am a relational disaster working toward relational mastery. I am also a positive psychology coach, a relational mindset coach, a blogger, and now a podcaster. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Embrace the Mud podcast, where we discuss all things related to healthy, joyful, life-giving relationships. If you are a fan of this podcast, please subscribe, follow, like, review, and share. Your engagement in this way is crucial to the success of the podcast, and I appreciate you taking just a few seconds to support my mission, which is to help people like you flourish in life and love. Have you ever found yourself blaming your partner for things that might actually be coming from within yourself? Do you sometimes feel intense emotions towards your partner that seem sort of out of proportion to the situation at hand? Or maybe you notice yourself attributing qualities or motives to your partner that, when you're honest with yourself, actually seem more like your own. If any of this sounds familiar, you might be projecting in your relationship without even realizing it. Projection occurs when we unconsciously attribute our own thoughts, feelings, and traits onto somebody else. It often happens because we're unable or unwilling to acknowledge these aspects of ourselves. Instead, we see them in others, particularly those closest to us, like our partners. Let's look at a few specific examples of projection. Imagine that you have had a long day at work and you come home feeling exhausted and irritable. Your partner innocently asks you how your day was, and you snap at them, accusing them of not understanding or caring about your feelings. In reality, your frustration may stem from your own stress and fatigue, but you project it onto your partner, blaming them for your emotional state. Or perhaps you've struggled with feelings of insecurity throughout your entire life, and you find yourself constantly questioning your partner's loyalty and commitment. You accuse them of flirting or being unfaithful, even though they've given you no reason to doubt them. In this case, your own insecurities are projected onto your partner, creating unnecessary tension and mistrust in the relationship. Another example might involve projecting your own shortcomings onto your partner. For instance, if you struggle with procrastination and self-criticism, you might find yourself becoming frustrated with your partner for not being more ambitious or self-disciplined. Instead of acknowledging your own struggles, you project them onto your partner, criticizing them for qualities or behaviors that actually reflect your own inner struggles. This tendency to project can have a significant impact on your relationships. It creates distance and misunderstanding, leading to unnecessary conflicts and hurt feelings. When we project onto our partners, we're not seeing them for who they truly are, but rather through the lens of our own unresolved issues. Recognizing projection is the very first step toward healing and growth. It requires a willingness to look inward and explore your own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors with honesty and self-compassion. Instead of blaming or criticizing ourselves, we can approach the process with curiosity and a desire to understand ourselves better. Shadow work, a concept from Jungian psychology, can be an incredibly helpful tool for addressing projection. It involves exploring the parts of ourselves that we've suppressed, repressed, or denied, often out of fear or shame. By shining a light on our shadow aspects, we can integrate them into our consciousness and become more whole. In addition to shadow work, mindfulness practices can also help us become more aware of when a projection is occurring. By paying attention to our thoughts and emotions in the present, we can catch ourselves in the act of projecting and choose to respond differently. One other helpful strategy is to practice empathy and compassion toward ourselves and our partners. Instead of judging or criticizing, we can strive to understand where our feelings or our partner's feelings are coming from and communicate with kindness and understanding. Ultimately, working through projection requires a commitment to personal growth and self-awareness. It's a journey of self-discovery and healing that can lead to deeper connection and more fulfilling relationships. As we learn to see ourselves more clearly, we can then also see our partners more clearly, free from the distortions of projection. Do you find yourself questioning the depth of your partner's love for you, wondering if you're just asking for too much or if you've chosen the right person? I get it. I've been there too. And that's why I created the No More Unmet Needs Workbook, your budget-friendly guide to achieving consistent emotional satisfaction in your relationship. In the face of unmet needs, it's really easy to unknowingly perpetuate the cycle. But the good news is it's simpler than you think to break free and experience the fulfilling connection that you deserve. Drawing from my personal journey and from my experience as a coach, I've honed a proven strategy over the years, and now I get to share it with you. In the 4-step 16-page workbook, you will be able to eliminate any doubt or confusion about your needs, get clear about the difference between your core needs, actionable needs, and your desires, and communicate your needs like a pro by employing a simple yet powerful template to express your needs anytime with clarity and confidence. If you are ready to bid farewell to unmet needs and the confusion surrounding them, then the No More Unmet Needs Workbook is for you. And as a podcast listener, you get to enjoy 10% off by putting in the discount code GOODLOVE, all one word, GOODLOVE. Just head over to mudcoaching.com/shop to download your copy of the No More Unmet Needs Workbook today. All right, that brings us to the end of our episode for today. I hope you will accept today's invitation to reflect on your own patterns of projection in your relationships. Remember, becoming aware of our projections is the first step toward cultivating deeper self-awareness and fostering a healthier connection with our partners. So take some time to explore your own inner landscape, practice self-compassion, and approach your relationships with curiosity and openness. I will be back very soon with another episode for you here on Embrace the Mud. In the meantime, please remember, you are wired for love and connection. You are capable of loving connection. You are worthy of loving connection. I'll see you soon.